Primarily based mostly on one of the most hit gaming franchises of all time, Uncharted facilities on treasure hunter Nathan Drake and sets out to tell his foundation tale. I've in no manner performed the sport however you shouldn't, to enjoy a swashbuckling, tomb-raiding, globe-trotting action-adventure including this. The vein-starting scene offers us the tragic backstory of Nathan and his brother Sam, who misplaced their parents at a young age. Both brothers are, of the path, treasure-obsessed. We're given pirate blood in our veins, we're descendants of Sir Francis. A buff Tom Holland is on a roll. The 25-year vintage beloved Spider-Man is speedy becoming the singular reason for drawing us lower back to cinemas, ensuring us the maximum fun we've had at the movies in recent times. After his remarkable Spider-Man, No Way Domestic that induced a tsunami at the container workplace, he returns with another extremely good journey, Uncharted. And we ought to say, the Netslinger can fight the good combat. His knowledge as a motion hero, especially his immersive parkour stunts coupled with snappy wisecracks makes him an ideal desire for this franchise. Like Ryan Reynolds, Holland's vulnerable and quirky, foot-in-mouth funny personality spills into his display characters giving him an facet over the others. Ruben Fleischer's thrilling adventure is an edition of an online game collection by the same call. His movie serves as a prequel to the games so that you see a more youthful Nate, an emotional backstory and his love-hate dating with a much senior Sully. Be concerned not, you do not must be a video games fan to revel in this treasure-searching romp. Beyond the exploration and impressive movement set pieces, at coronary heart, it's a traditional pal relationship film. This is massively exciting. Holland and Wahlberg have notable chemistry and their camaraderie makes this movement comedy a thrill experience from begin to complete. The film doesn't forsake its dialogue and emotions for action. It moves a really perfect balance which makes it a healthful entertainer. Fleischer, director of the Zombieland, Gangster Squad, and the primary Venom film brings his very own mood to the franchise without dropping out on its essence. Mind you, this is popcorn enjoyment at its satisfactory, so don't expect gravitas or reason. Simply watch humans trick every other in a mad heist through a series of super stunt scenes. Bring about the sequel, we are saying. Drake anyways, Sam tells his brother. After you've been caught seeking to thieve a map, it's the sort of discover the map look at the clues get to the treasure movies. Sam runs a ways away from the orphanage leaving 1-year vintage Nathan at the again. Break lesson to years later, a grown-up Nathan, a honest Tom Holland who truly doesn't have the vital movie star air of mystery to outrun negative writing, is now a bartender and petty thief. But don't be fooled, Nathan isn't always an actual person. He's a motion hero in education in reality ready round for an adventure to locate him. He's a slick, suave, ripped, parkour-gifted, facts nerd leading an unremarkable lifestyles. If that doesn't scream, someone throws me out of an aircraft so I will combat awful guys in mid-air, I don't understand what does. Input treasure hunter and narrative device Victor, Sullivan, Mark Wahlberg who confirms that it's miles, in fact, viable to sleepwalk via a hour motion flick without lifting a finger. There's a scene in Uncharted in which flying pirate ships are engaged in a thrilling mid-air chase, and despite the fact that the largest jump my imagination had to take all through this film become trying to shop for Mark Wahlberg to play a dude named Victor. He tells Nathan that he's labored with his brother Sam who's now missing, and now he wishes Nathan's assist to finish the mission his brother started out and locate the most important treasure. It's in no way been discovered. Bunch of gold on a supply in a cave somewhere basically. Regardless of what's presupposed to be a feel-top mentor-protege dynamic, Tom Holland right here continuing his run of desperately growing a father determined of something with a pulse. The two stars share a chemistry which could only be described as folks who were in the same room once in a while. You experience next to not anything for their dynamic or Sully's Han Solo act of a self-focused lone wolf best in it for himself who's pressured to find out his humanity. I additionally couldn't wrap my head round why Sully seems to disappear for big chunks of the movie randomly. Possibly to provide young Nathan the narrative spotlight he's aware about. It also virtually does no longer assist that the spectacularly humorless script from writers Rafe Judkins, artwork Markham, and Matt Holloway, offers they all of 6 bantery quips, none of which land all that well. Truly, while you blow your budget on flying CGI ships, there isn't enough left to herald a comedy author for a few punch-ups. However, we can make our peace with that. One doesn't stroll proper into a movie like Uncharted in search of a triumph of individual or emotion. Even bland chemistry can be made up for with a short-paced, globe-trotting ridiculous movement romp. But even on the one's bare blockbuster basics, director Ruben Fleischer, Zombieland, Gangster Squad, Venom, fails to deliver. At the movement front, apart from that one cool, jumping among packing containers in mid-air collection used in all the promos, now we understand why they publicized that scene so considerably. There was actually not anything else to shout about. There's only an extra as a substitute imaginative deliver chase series on offer. Uncharted evaluation, Tom Holland on a poster of the movie. Even the puzzle-fixing treasure hunt adventure itself is silly, imparting clues so stupid that they make a smash-out room sense like a phrase seek. In fact, it's hard to move wrong with the following clues throughout caves and caverns template. Alternatively, we get doohickeys and mystery passageways which continuously appear like hidden within the maximum hilariously obvious locations, beginning from church buildings to nightclubs. End of direction. Every thriller door and lever and hidden crypt are all perfectly preserved and although operational hundreds of years later. Uncharted moreover requires us to agree that Sully, and especially Nathan, are geniuses with the intricate information of artwork history and concrete legends. However, it's difficult to shop for them as anything extra than beefy adrenaline junkies who simply want to run within the root of matters or aways from matters or jump over topics or slide beneath things. For me, the maximum honest second reflecting Nathan's mental prowess, and the laziness of the writers, is a scene wherein he enters a mystery passageway seeking out the following clue and says, "I've determined an arrow pointing this way." Assume Nicolas Cage in Countrywide Treasure or Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones, charismatic, thoroughly convincing, and this sort of pleasure to observe that you